Okay, we've just been having some detailed briefings. We've got latest advice from the Bureau of Meteorology. As we can see, this is going to be a severe cyclone. It's increasing in intensity, expected to be a severe Category 4 by around 1 a.m. In the morning. And also too, we are seeing this cyclone once again track south. Of course, the residents of Bowen at this stage would feel a big impact from this cyclone. However, I have some very important messaging now for the families living in Mackay. Because of the intensity of this cyclone and the timing at the moment that it's due to cross land, we are very concerned at the moment about the prospective tidal surge in Mackay. Many people know, living in Mackay, it is quite low lying. Evacuations are underway at the moment in Mackay. I have taken the advice from the State Disaster Coordinator and the Police Commissioner, and it's very clear that the time for people to move is now, to go to family and friends. This is a severe weather system, and I really need the people, the families of Mackay, to listen very closely now to what the Police Commissioner is going to say. I'm listening to the Police Commissioner, I'm listening to the State Disaster Coordinator. I need these steps to happen to keep people safe. I would rather take these precautionary measures now than have people's lives put at risk. So please, families, residents living in Mackay, please now listen closely to what the Police Commissioner has to say. Police Commissioner.
Thank you, Premier. Earlier this afternoon, an SMS alert message went out from the local disaster management group in Mackay, talking about the need to act in relation to potential inundation caused by Cyclone Debbie. That modelling, we believe, has been now superseded, meaning that BOM have provided us with some greater clarification as a result of their latest track maps. The BOM tell us that the range of inundation may be up as much as 0.8 metres above highest astronomical tide, or at worst case scenario 2.5 metres above HAT. Now, the local council have very, very clear maps on their website that identify inundation to those types of levels, and that was the purpose of the earlier SMS alert today, to ask people to start to take action to deal with inundation in their area up to the first 3 levels, which was about 2 metres was the highest. That has caused a range of people to start to move out of those low-lying areas in Mackay. As we all know, Mackay has some quite low areas within the city boundaries. What we're asking people to do is to stay in touch and listen to the warnings that are coming out. Certainly what our intention is to give greater clarification to the people of Mackay and surrounding areas about this latest information. Whilst 2.5 metres is the worst case scenario, BOM assure us that range is certainly 0.8 up to 2.5 is where the storm tide will occur. So somewhere in that range. We are asking people that can move out of those low-lying areas that are depicted on the local maps on the council website to move now. Don't wait till tomorrow, because you will not be able to move, probably past midnight tonight. So we're asking people to take those precautions and move now. We will do everything we can through the emergency services to try and support and assist residents in those low-lying areas to become aware of this, and we will also be getting messages out to help the vulnerable to take action as well, to those who need assistance. And again, I would stress that what we would like people to do is to take care of their neighbours as well. So if they have elderly neighbours next door that need a hand, please give them that hand. That's the Queensland, the Australian way, and we need that to occur. We don't want to see any tragedies as a result of this storm. Yes, this is a precautionary initiative on our behalf, but we can't take chances with people's lives. So again, I'm asking people to certainly go online, have a look at those maps, and if they're in one of the areas affected right up to 2.5 metres, then that they should take action right now and assist other people who they know, other family members or vulnerable people, to move. Now, I'd also warn that I'd ask people to be very sensible on the roads. This is going to put a lot of traffic on the roads. Up to 25,000 people live in these areas. So this is going to put a huge stress on our traffic systems. I'd ask everyone to drive to the conditions, take it easy, be patient, and everybody will be able to get out safely. We also need to be putting our emergency services in there to assist and to advise people. So this is a fairly big undertaking. We have a limited amount of time to do this, and we are asking people to assist us. For evacuation centres, there are a number of evacuation centres in Mackay. In fact, there's 15 of them that are listed. There's a cyclone shelter, but those centres are only for those people who have no other option. I'd ask the members of the public who can perhaps get on the road and head south to family and friends as far, or at least as far south as Rockhampton to do so, and to do it as soon as humanly possible. Certainly, those evacuation centres we will advise the location of those. We'll make sure the public know where they are, but I would stress these are only as a last resort. We want people to be safe, and the best way they can be safe is to get right away from the city. We will update you as necessary this afternoon and into the evening of the progress of this movement and evacuation. And certainly, but I don't want people to be complacent. They must start to act now. Thanks, Premier.
Thanks, everyone.
Have you ever heard of this many people being removed at the same time before this?
We've certainly moved whole towns before, but nothing of this magnitude. We've moved virtually whole suburbs as well, but again, this is right across Mackay because of the unique landscape and the low-lying areas.
I take it that the place names are too numerous for you to mention here.
We'll get them out to one.
One of the problems with naming suburbs is that some parts of some suburbs are in the low-lying areas and some are quite safe. So we need people to acquaint themselves, and most people in Mackay know the area they're living in. They know if it's flooded before, if it's affected. But if they don't, they can easily go onto that website. It's there for them to check.
Is the veering of the cyclone south a surprise to everyone, or are you being overly and especially cautious about Mackay?
Look, we can only go on what we're being told by the experts ourselves. As the Premier said, we always have to act conservatively. We don't want to lose one Queenslander as a result of this cyclone. So yes, you can say we're being conservative, but I've said previously today and in other occasions, acting in the conservative way is the best way forward in this case. And I know that this is a big ask to move this many people, but that's the information that BOM are providing us at the moment. And because of the time frame, the closing window of opportunity for people to move, we just want people to be safe, and they can do that if they take action now.
Exactly how many people do you want to leave Mackay?
Well, we're talking about 25,000 in these zones. We think that quite a few people have already gone, so we're hoping that will reduce the numbers. But certainly we know that this is a very big call on our community, and we'd ask other people who live in safer areas of Mackay to open their hearts and their homes to their friends. Certainly there's the opportunity, if you're not in any of the affected zones, to put your hand up, call a friend and say, listen, bring your family to my place. Hopefully it'll just be for a night.
And with drama heading further south towards Mackay, does that mean people in Townsville can relax a bit more? I presume not.
No, because this cyclone has already shown just that unpredictability that we've come to expect. So I'd please ask the people of Townsville to stay alert, to follow the track maps, to make sure that they're following the warnings that are coming out. I don't want anyone to relax at this time. It's not in anyone's best interest to do that.
25,000 urged to evacuate in Mackay alone?
In Mackay alone, that's right. And there are, I mean, I have the other towns up to Bowen, of course, and that process is already underway.
The total number is what?
Sorry?
The total number then?
Look, Bowen's in the thousands, so we're already up into probably that area between 25 and 30,000 people at least, and more.
Okay. Thanks.
We really appreciate the media's assistance on this, and we'll give you advice as soon as we can. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tanya.